We're doing this on 4/24/2022.
Yeah.
So there's actually three things. I only have two bullets here, but there's three things. First thing is, what are you expecting as far as DLC? Has there been anything announced? And if so, if not, what do you expect from it?
Going off of previous DLC, their DLC they usually try and not have, they want it to affect the end of the game, but they want it to affect the end of the game more from the concept of like you have more clarity on the events.
Mm-hmm.
So like I want there to be a story about um Michaela. Michaela?
Yeah. Millennia's brother.
Yeah, Millennia's brother. I want story on that. I also want more story on um uh Ronnie, because apparently there's another kid, but no one knows.
Hmm.
I also want to see if there's a relation between Melina and Ronnie. When I was telling you about that ending, when if you do like the madness ending,
Mm-hmm.
Millennia's eyes switch. So now both of her eyes are open and one of them is like glassed over. So it's like, oh, what does that mean? Um, but it's things like that where I want to be able to have more clarity on just other elements of it. Like I also want there to be like, I think okay, so Bloodborne and the first Dark Souls did the DLC the best in my opinion, because you go back in time in Dark Souls, and then in Bloodborne you're in an alternate reality of these like bloodlusted hunters, right? Guys that succumb to the blood at that point. And I'm like, maybe we do something before the shattering or during the shattering, you know? Maybe you're there when Radon and Millennia fight,
Mm.
kind of a thing. Like that'd be interesting to me. And then that would explain maybe some relevance for Michaela, or something like that. Or um, maybe you're the reason why the shattering takes place, kind of a thing, self-fulfilling prophecy
Mm.
set up. Like I want that, and I think they're going to go in that direction. I think the biggest thing is the two things I can guarantee they're going to talk about: America and Michaela. That I know for sure they would have to put in there, because you're not going to mention. We all know who Millennia is. They obviously wanted to make Millennia an important character, even though you can completely avoid her in the game. Right? She's on the collector's edition. She's on the front cover. You get her helmet if you get the collector's edition. You get a statue of her. Like she's featured prominently. It wouldn't make sense to be like, all right, so this is Michaela. I'm sorry, Millennia. Michaela's the brother. We ain't gonna talk about the brother. It doesn't make any sense to me. So I feel like his stature rises just based off of relation. Like Radon's stature rises. Radon held off Millennia,
Mm-hmm.
right? He rides on a tiny horse because his mastery of gravity. He held the fucking stars,
Yeah.
like that shit is, he's got some pretty good feats too. Both of those characters are cool because they fought each other and they're already both very strong. And they're two of the most, like the main, anytime anyone talks about bosses, those are two people that you hear about, right? Obviously you hear about
Margit.
Margit, but I'm talking about like further on, you hear
Mm-hmm.
about Radon, that was a crazy fight. And then you hear about Millennia. So
So okay.